Are you thinking of buying or selling a home, or are a real estate professional and want to keep up with Twin Cities market news, stats, and trends? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall, and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. For those listening on AM 950, glad to have you here. And for those watching online, please like and subscribe. Actually, for those listening on AM 950, find us online as well and like and subscribe.
Yes.
Yes. There we have our weekly market updates that we put out as well. You can find us at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com or on Facebook as well as YouTube. All right. Today, we're going to be deep diving into how to find a real estate agent unbiasedly, right? We're not just, come to us. How do you interview? How do you hire? And that's a word that I really love. How do you hire a real estate agent to sell your house, right? And not just sell your house, but accomplish your goals.
Right.
It's one of the big things I like to talk about is that, the going to the kind of thought process that people think if a real estate agent sells their home that they did a good job just because they sold it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, anybody can sell a Ferrari for $500, right?
Right.
So just because somebody sells it, does that mean they're accomplishing the goals of that seller or netting the most possible that one could do? Actually got into, I thought, a very great conversation with another realtor that listens to this show, and we were talking about price per square foot differential that we see on homes, and it's no joke. You can see in a given area a 9 to 14% differential depending on the quality of marketing an agent is using, their experience in negotiation that they have. 100%, you can see this out there. And I know I've mentioned in the past, I'm working on a new CE class, continuing education, and it's improving outcomes with data. And you can see all of these things coming together of how professional photography, a marketing plan, all of that makes a big difference in our marketplace, as to netting a client the most money.
Right.
We're going to deep dive next segment, kind of get into that again, how to find a real estate agent to sell your house here in the Twin Cities. But let's talk about what's happening in the Twin Cities market, because I think I made a statement a few weeks back, like, I think we're at the bottom on inventory. Nope.
Not there yet.
No. Well, what happened was we went down, and then it started moving up for a few weeks. And so I kind of thought, hey, we hit bottom, and then it started sliding again. Now, this is good for sellers out there. This is going to keep those prices strong. I know I was actually doing an interview this morning talking about acreage real estate, and that they in that market they're seeing even harsher inventory issues, and so we're still up in the Twin Cities market as to how much appreciation we've seen. I think 12-month rolling is still at like 7%, something like that.
Yeah, we haven't seen the drop in prices that the news is talking about.
Right. And that's the key to our, you got to pay attention to our market. Mm-hmm. What's happening here, not what's happening in said market across the country.
Yeah, keyword when you first said, let's check out the Twin Cities stats. Mm-hmm. Twin Cities is a keyword. We know that as we watch the news. Nothing against the news or anything, but that's usually on a national level. It's not focusing here on the Twin Cities. So that's a huge point you brought up, Amanda.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it's also knowing your market specifically. I think on this morning's mastermind call, that's what I was talking about parsing out data from the market that your seller is selling in and making sure that you're giving them accurate information, because the condo market in Minneapolis is going to be different than the condo market in St. Paul. Right. The single family market is going to be different in one location and one price point versus another, right? And townhome market, right? You take all of these factors and you want to make sure that you're getting that good data. We're going to talk more about that in the next segment. But new listings, Twin Cities area. They did pick up a little bit. So this is for the week of the 4th. February 4th it went from 739 up to 762. Not a big change in in new listings coming out. You look at last year, though, it was a big jump. It went from 878 up to 1,071.
That's significant.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't get to look at was the day of the Super Bowl last year. I wanted to see if
I feel like it was end of January last year. This one feels late.
Yeah, I'm not the huge.
That's a good question.
I'm not the huge sports ball person, so I didn't know off the top of my head the when that took place.
I'm sure someone will correct us.
Yeah. So, but that's something we normally see is a big spike in new listings right after the Super Bowl. So I'm expecting when the data comes out for this week, we'll see that jump.
Right. Something you mentioned on the mastermind call this morning real quickly here. I know you got to get through some stats, but consumer confidence, right? As rates last year were a lot different than they are now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're easing into it a little slower.
Yep.
And I think consumers now, we're used to where we're at, right? More confidence as the consumers are realizing this is what we're going to be in for a little while here yet.
Yeah, rates aren't going to be in the threes.
No.
It's just not going to be the case.
Correct.
So pending sales moved again just a little bit, 686 up to 695. So this is the big one. Inventory of homes, as mentioned, dropped. It was at 6,013, dropped off to 5,776. But just going back to the week of the 7th, we were at 6,210. So, I mean, it just keeps moving down. And now something that's changed as well is the gap of inventory between last year is closing. It had been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, like we were at 21.6% differential, and we're down to only 18.3%.
Okay.
Making some progress
Yeah,
there.
well, December was such a big month in sucking inventory out of our market.
Yeah.
It went from, I think, like a 1.8, 1.9 month supply down to a 1.3. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're down to 1.1 right now with how fast properties are selling.
So wait, now if you're looking for a good deal, what you're telling me is you're going to be waiting a while?
Well, I mean, yeah, I actually had this conversation this morning with another gentleman, and we were talking about appreciation versus hunting for the deal.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
That's a good way to look at it.
And you know, if somebody who wanted as a buyer to find that good deal, you should have been out there really hitting the pavement in October, November, even early in December. And then things started picking up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, somebody who's going in like, oh, the market's better now. No, actually the market, we haven't seen a market pace like this since June of last year. That's how fast the market's moving.
I mean, I would go so far as to say the best deal is the one that you can get an accepted purchase agreement on at this point.
That's a really good point, right?
It's
What
the
is
home
a
you
good
can
deal?
secure.
Yeah.
Well, and that was my point on the appreciation thing. I said, okay, let's say you wait a month, 2 months, 6 months, sign a new lease, another year. Now your home that you're looking at that was $250,000 is now $273,000. So even if you find a good deal and can get it for 10 less, did you really get a good deal?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So it goes back to the kind of my line is when's the right time to buy a home? When you find the right home. Very similar to what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Find when you get it. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. As always, reach out to us, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com with any questions or if you're looking for any assistance in buying or selling. Also, you can find all of our past shows and free publications there. We'll be right back. Kirk Duckwall here again with the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Our local sponsors are BRIX Real Estate, Network Title, Eric Bloomstrand and Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage, and James Tufson with the Preserve Group.
When shopping for a mortgage, there is a formula to get the best rate. With the market today, knowing this formula is more important than ever. My name is Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage. I have over 20 years experience in the mortgage industry and in home buying education. I'd like to share this useful tool with you to help you shop for your mortgage. You can find me at chadpriebe.com or call me at 651-207-9274.
Hello, my name is James Topson with the Preserve Group. Anyone can sell you insurance. However, Is it going to be the insurance you need? When life surprises pop up, you want the right coverage. When it comes time to find or renew your policy, give me a call. I would love to review your existing policy and show you what I can do for you. You can email me at james@mypreservegroup.com or give me a call at 651-728-4334.
Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with BRIX Real Estate and the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial transactions people make. Before you make your next move, download our free Smart Home Buyer or Smart Seller guides to give you the edge in our real estate market. From deal hunting to knowing the right repairs for maximizing value, these free guides have it all. Check them out and more at BRIXTwinCities.com under publications. Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Today, joining me, I forgot to give you guys introductions again. I was gonna do it at the very beginning in between the two intro pieces, and then I'm like, oh no, I'll just do it after both.
I need no introduction. I'm Amanda Winterer with BRIX Real Estate.
Yeah.
That's
Realtor
right.
extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Yes.
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 And Chad Priebe,
Yeah.
Bell Bank.
Good seeing you today.
You too.
Yeah, it's a very good day.
You know what? I was
Thanks for
actually
having me.
kind of like when I was thinking I might have to cancel the show due to the conflict. I'm like, oh, I wanted to do a show with Amanda. I've seen you enough, but no. Just
Yeah, I
kidding.
know, right? Kick that guy to the curb.
So I was glad we were able to reschedule.
Me too.
We have a correction corner to make about sports ball.
Absolutely. My statements regarding the timing of the Super Bowl last year were incorrect. The correct date was actually February 13th.
Yes.
One day later
Day
than
later.
the 2023 Super Bowl.
So that means
Wow.
listings were just moving up even prior. But we knew it was a hot market. I mean, an example on our market meter right now is at a like 8.9, right? Which is a really strong seller's market. Yes, strong seller's market. We always say this. If you wait until it's green outside, you're going to miss out on some green. The best time is when inventory is low as a seller to capture that demand. But last year, the market meter was at a 13.07.
I was
Right,
going to say,
in
wasn't it like
comparison.
that for 2 years?
Well, yeah, you go back.
I mean,
it was even faster
yeah.
2 years ago. So I think sellers were trying to capture that demand in the marketplace. And yeah, I mean, we're still in a strong market, just not as strong as it was last year.
Remind me again, though, that market meter number is 10, kind of the cap. And so anything above that is like
So
extreme.
up until 2021, it had never gone over 10.
That's right.
You know, over an 8 is faster than normal seller's market, right? So, yeah, but 2 years in a row we went above that 10 mark. So, want to dive into some techniques a homeowner can use when deciding to hire a realtor to help them out, and some things they should be considering, right? Because it is a hiring. You are soliciting the service or bringing in somebody to do a job for you, right? Just like you might have a few contractors come over. You want to get the opinion of a few real estate agents. And so what are some techniques that you can utilize as a seller to parse out the good from bad? And, you know, we are in a business of very high turnover. Incredibly high turnover. And not a lot of people realize that in 5 years, 95% of the people that have their license today will not be licensed anymore.
Wow.
Right? It's a huge turnover.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of people, they get their license and then leave the industry in 6 months to a year. Right? They realize, I have to work. They realize I'm actually dealing with one of the biggest financial transactions most people ever make.
Stress levels.
It's more than just looking at houses.
It is. Yeah. I wish that's all I did.
Right.
Wait,
Right?
you can't do that from just your laptop at home?
I would love that.
Oh my gosh.
So really, one of the first things is somebody who comes and wants to look at your home, analyze the property, analyze what you've done to it, taking those things into consideration, and using real market data to put together an analysis, right? Not the, well, give me your gut feeling on this. What's the ballpark on it? Again, this is one of the biggest financial transactions. You know, so I go back to the line of doing the surgery before the checkup, right? You don't want somebody to just come out and be like, yeah, let's cut you open and figure out what's going on, right?
Right.
No, you want somebody to really analyze and calculate and then dive in and give you a real accurate assessment. Now, this leads to another big consideration, which is don't just jump to the agent that gives you the highest price. Don't jump to who is going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right. That's huge. That is so big. Right.
I
sure.
was actually talking with another agent. We were talking about listing. Actually, I think this was in my Mastering the Listing presentation class about, do you want to know what the seller wants for the home? And I say, no, not really. And the reason being is I don't want any sort of try to be biased at all. I want my assessment to be my assessment. Then at the very end, after I've given out my number, I'll ask, what do you think of this, right? And that's usually when they'll share what their thoughts might have been.
Right.
But I really want to just be unbiased, and here you go. This is what we're seeing in the marketplace. And so, how do you do that? You're using comparables, right? How many comparables do you like to typically find?
Well, at least 3, and not more than 5, personally.
It gets, you can just weigh it down with too much. I'm 100% with you. I had a fun one I was working on Saturday, and I actually like the challenging ones. It was a 2-story Tudor in Lauderdale. Guess how many of those have sold in the last 2 years?
2?
0. Right? So this is where, okay, what am I going to do that analysis? How do I figure that out? So I was able to find a property in Lauderdale. Wasn't a Tudor, but it was close enough on some aspects, so I used that. But what's really close to Lauderdale and in the same school district? Roseville and Falcon Heights. Right. So I was able to find some 2 stories there and utilize those. So it was one of the more fun ones. And I was lucky to be able to find 3.
And what's your logic with that, Kirk, is that's how the appraiser is going to think as well.
Yes.
You're right. They're going to go to a neighboring city or as close as they can to get that style of home.
Yep.
Right. So that's good.
You really want to make sure that you have an agent that has the resources that you need, right? Do you know a cleaner as an agent, right? Do you have somebody that can help with a carpet install? Do you have a handyman? That's a question that I get a lot.
It's a big one.
So resources to assist with making this move as easy and stress-free as possible.
So on my way here, I heard a radio commercial, and I've been hearing and seeing this stuff going around how there's agents talking about how much they sold a house over list for, right? Is that something that you want to hire your agent on because they're selling houses that much over list?
No, actually, that gentleman that I mentioned, the other real estate broker that listens to the show, we had that conversation. That is one of the biggest BS market stats there is. Yeah. I sell a house for 110% over list price.
I hear that a lot.
Well, okay. Again, I can price a Ferrari for $500. Did that person fire sale price that house?
Okay. Yep.
Right. So what the stat you really want to look at is what's that agent's performance across the board on a price per square foot basis in comparison to their competition.
Okay.
Right?
So you're talking about looking for accuracy.
Yes. Yeah. Accurate, real data.
Yeah.
Right. That hey, we're netting our clients X amount over what is happening as far as our competition.
Right.
And competition, let me be clear on that. Competition is other brokerages, agents that are selling similar price points, similar areas, right? That's who you want to look at as who you're going, the competition out there.
Right.
Having a marketing plan, we were talking about that before the show, right?
It's more than photos and a prayer.
Yeah. You didn't sell the first weekend. You better drop that price, right? That's not a marketing plan.
No, we see a lot of those right now again, and we have been.
you need to do. And you said it right away. What's the very first thing you should do if you don't get the activity you're looking for the first weekend?
Change the orders of your photos.
Yeah. It's as simple as that.
Get that description in the MLS tightened up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do your do your reverse prospecting.
Yes.
In the MLS.
That's one that you hear very few agents talking about. Why not just reach out to the people that you know they're interested, right? You know you have a chance. Reverse prospecting is huge. And having here's what we do the first weekend. If something doesn't happen, here's what we do. One of the things that I like to do is if a property, and keep in mind, like time on market right now, 30, 40 days, on average, home's not going to sell in the very first weekend. Right now, it's getting faster. More homes are going into multiple offers again. We are in a good market, so that days on market is dropping. But you want to know that you have an agent that's working for you, not just asking for price reductions every time.
Absolutely.
So, the marketing plan, going beyond just an open house, right? What else are you doing to bring people in? We talked about boosted Facebook posts and getting additional traffic brought in that way. I was showing another agent that technique, and they're like, wow, I can't believe you're getting that click-through ratio to get people to engage. So coming up to a commercial break, so I'm not going to deep dive in this, but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about commissions and some things people don't think about and the negative impacts that can happen when just trying to get discounted rate on commissions. They don't realize what they may be taking out of their toolbox when they do that. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. There you can download our free guides. For this one, check out our Smart Sellers Guide.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
Hello, my name's James Topson with the Preserve Group. Anyone can sell you insurance. However, is it going to be the insurance you need? When life surprises pop up, you want the right coverage. When it comes time to find or renew your policy, give me a call. I would love to review your existing policy and show you what I can do for you. You can email me at james@mypreservegroup.com or give me a call at 651-728-4334.
When shopping for a mortgage, there is a formula to get the best rate. With the market today, knowing this formula is more important than ever. My name is Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage. I have over 20 years experience in the mortgage industry and in home buying education. I'd like to share this useful tool with you to help you shop for your mortgage. You can find me at chadpriebe.com or call me at 651-207-9274.
Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. As mentioned before we went out to the break, check us out, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. There we have our Smart Seller Guide. You can download a lot of the stuff we're talking about today about tips for hiring an agent. And please, interview a few agents. If you need any suggestions, you can give us a call.
Absolutely.
Right?
Please
right?
do.
Happy to give you an opinion. You can interview us as well. Okay. So I wanted to talk about commissions real quick. Had lunch with an agent that I really like, and we were chatting, and they had recently left a discount brokerage to go to a full-service brokerage, and he said, it's amazing. I didn't realize it when I was there at the discount, but the extra tools that I now have for my clients, right? And we can see that directly in the numbers of what a discount brokerage on average is netting their clients on a price per square foot basis in comparison to their competition, right? Other companies that are selling in similar price points in similar areas. And we see that differential in sale price. And so they might be, quote unquote, saving their clients 1 or 2% on the commission. But then we see that list price received 4, 6, 8, 14% lower on the price received on a price per square foot basis. So why does this happen? Well, not as many marketing tools that are being utilized. The realtor's time is not as dedicated to that particular property because they need to do more properties to make the same amount of money. And then the very last thing is tends to have a lower buyer's agent payout, although it shouldn't have an impact on sale price. It does have an impact on price. So all of these combined, along with sometimes we use commission as leverage. Have you ever dropped your commission to help a client out to make something come together?
I plead the fifth.
Right. Well, I mean, I've made things come together, right? And it's been used as a negotiation tactic, right? So all of that can help somebody net more money at the end of the day, right? So you better be really careful when looking for that discount, because a lot of times it's like, I saved this. Well, when you look at the long-term actual outcome, savings aren't there.
It's hitting your bottom line.
It's hitting your bottom line
By
right?
big percentages.
Right. I mean, who do you really want to hire Dr. Nick, and get the discount heart surgeon? All right. That's all we have time for today. Check us out, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. See everybody next week. People always ask realtors, what is your commission? But what they should be asking is, what is your rate of return? Commissions only vary by a couple of percent from agent to agent. However, the price per square foot you get just based on their experience and the quality of marketing they use can vary by 10% or more. At BRIX Real Estate, our agents use the right marketing and have the experience to get you top dollar for your house. See what we can do for you at BRIXTwinCities.com.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
Don't forget to check us out online anytime at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. There you can find all of our past shows, our weekly market updates, along with the latest and greatest searching and researching tools, and our free publications to include the Smart Home Buyer Guide and the Smart Seller Guide, along with the BRIX Report. All of these free for you. If you have any real estate questions, please feel free to give us a call, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to help answer any of your real estate questions or assist with your real estate needs.